Morning, everyone. Morning, participants. Um, I'm Jun Brian Ricaza of Data World Computer Center. I would like to thank everyone for joining us in this webinar session featuring Huawei Data Center products. This event is hosted by Data World Computer Center with our together with our principal Huawei Philippines and VST ECS, our distributor. For the agenda this morning, our presenter will discuss about Huawei's data center infrastructure, data center enterprise network, and UPS facilities, including uh, IP uh, artificial intelligent surveillance cameras. We will have a Q&A portion after each presentation, and if you have any questions, please feel free to chat at the Q&A window so that our panelists will be able to answer your concerns. We'll also be having a raffle draw after the event, and we will be giving away 7 lucky winners of 500 worth of GSM gift pass and three units of Jabra Beast 1100 Duo headset. So, without also for the attendees who have registered and will finish the event, we will also be giving away 500 Grab food vouchers for all the attendees who will finish the event. And to, to start with, I would like to introduce our first presenter, Mr. Arnie Alvarez, Huawei's CTO and Infrastructure Cloud and AI Business Head. Sir Arnie, I will turn you over to Sir Arnie.
Morning, everyone. Let me share my screen. This morning, first I'd like to thank everyone for taking time to join this presentation, and I'll be doing 3 presentations in one. First is I was requested to do this, and a lot of people have been asking who is Huawei, because I've been talking to a lot of people, and when I asked them who they think Huawei is, some people would say, kayo yung nagbebenta ng cellphone, no? So yes, Huawei does have a consumer business. We do have mobile phones and wearables, and for some they say, you were the guys who put up the telco infrastructure for Globe and Smart. Yes, we also do have uh, that kind of business, but for this session, we'll be focusing on the other business of Huawei. So this is our simple agenda. First, who is Huawei? So Huawei is present in 170 countries and regions around the world. Next, we have close to 200,000 employees, and take note, more than half of our employees are in R&D. So over 50%. So this will just set the theme of my message on who Huawei is and what we do. Next is among all the tech companies that you and I often see today, we have over 100,000 active patents. Later, I'll have a session on that. And next is we are number 49 in the Fortune 500 global ranking. So malaki. Huawei is big, and Huawei is here to stay. Probably for those of you who've seen the video, Huawei started from a humble beginning, and it brought us to where we are right now. So in terms of revenue, if you will see over the past 6 years, Huawei's revenue has been growing and growing steadily. This despite the fact, take note of 2020, where the pandemic really shook the world. Despite that, the revenue of Huawei worldwide is at an all-time high. Next is, I think everyone is aware of the US ban on Chinese companies. So despite the fact that all of these things are happening, revenue is at an all-time high. And another thing, Huawei was named one of the world's largest innovative companies. This is exactly the reason why we do have over 50% of employees into R&D. If you look at the secret of Huawei, it's all about R&D. We invest at least 10% of our annual revenue in R&D just to create innovations. And if you will look at our spending, last year alone, we spent 20 billion US dollars in research and development. That's more than any other, a lot of Fortune companies' revenue in a year. So let me put some perspective. Here are the common tech companies that you and I see. So 2020 revenue, we have 136.7 billion US dollars. Huh? So the spending that we did out of the 136.7 billion, we spent 20 billion in R&D. That is 15% for annual revenue. So imagine the innovation that is being focused on by Huawei. And in terms of innovation, so we talk about patents. Patent is the license. Ito yung mga na-invento ng Huawei. And look at this. So I got this is these are externally available documents, no? So for Dell Technologies, they're saying that they have over 30,000 patents. This includes applications. So hindi lang yung approve, so pinagsama nila 30,000. So for HP, over 37,000, Cisco 16,000. So if you add all these three, that's 83,000. It's even less than what Huawei has, 100,000. So a lot of people are saying Huawei copies what other people have done. The question I have is, how can you copy something that other people don't have? So we have this innovation, and this is one of the reasons why some companies are trying to put a stop or putting some humps or roadblocks, because the innovation of Huawei is fast accelerating. Next, let me show you what
Hi,
innovation has
intelligent
done
world.
to the world.
Thanks, intelligent car. Let's discover the universe with supercomputing power. Now, we can explore Mars in class. With a vision to bring digital to every person, home, and organization, together with our partners, Huawei is building the Horizon digital platform and ecosystem, integrating new ICT technology and bringing an intelligent world to life through digital transformation. This isn't magic. It's intelligent finance, envisioning business opportunities. You'll never miss a moment in the high-speed world of investing. This isn't science fiction. It's intelligent transportation, linking vast distances, connecting business centers, suburbs, and the outskirts. A city's blueprints can redefine efficiency for everyone. This isn't fantasy, it's reality. Intelligent campus and intelligent city are on the rise. With intelligent brains that think on their own. This isn't the future. This is now. Hi, intelligent world.
So as you have seen from the short video, this is the innovation that Huawei has contributed to the world, and we will continue to do that. So we go to the next part of the session, which is the importance of infrastructure. So I think everyone has seen and heard about data is the new oil. A lot of companies, in fact, everyone, even all the tech articles have been saying this. So data is being harvested here and there. Everyone is contributing to this. So if you look at the focus of the industry, we are in the wave of information. And in fact, if you will notice the wave, yung mga naka-drawing yan dyan sa screen nyo, the wave hasn't even reached its peak. So the importance of wave, the value of data that customers, that you and I make and keep, is becoming more and more very important. So once we have, how do we store those data and how do we keep those important data, those valuable data? So if we will look at an analogy of an infrastructure, first, of course, we make a design. And once we have the design, we start building. So if you will look at the picture, you will see that this infrastructure is solid. It's a lot of steel, no? Ang daming bakal, a lot of people, it's vast. Then as we progress, you would see the foundation, solid siya. And you and I know this can still rise up. And eventually the finished product, everyone knows what this is. It's the World Trade Center. And everyone also knows what happened to the World Trade Center. So the point is, even if you have a robust infrastructure, it's prone to disaster. So in making a systems infrastructure, we must be prepared to think of the eventuality of a disaster. So when we look at IT infrastructure, ito yung itsura niyan. This has been the guiding principle a decade ago. Now, people created some variation on it. No? So almost similar. And if you will take a look at the pyramid, the bottom platform is the infrastructure. So the infrastructure is the server, storage network, and virtualization. Okay, so our objective is to modernize that infrastructure. So yung foundation. And because of that, if you will follow this thought, what we can say is the bedrock of system IT infrastructure is going to be the storage. Kung wala yon, everything might crumble eventually. Data that companies keep, baka mawala, and as you very well know, data is very important. So speaking of storage, this is Huawei's accomplishment. Not a lot of people know Huawei has been doing storage for a very long time. In fact, we have dedicated 4,000 R&D engineers, and we have 12 facilities focused on storage alone. Next is we are part of the GMQ. This is not a new classification of the quarantine. No? This is the Gartner Magic Quadrant. And we are a member of over 30 storage industry organizations. So speaking of the Gartner Magic Quadrant, I'd like to show you the progression of Huawei. So this has been Huawei over the years. For some of you who I've met in the past, I think you're aware that I used to work for another storage company. And at that time, I never gave Huawei a second look simply because they were Huawei was on the left side. But now Huawei has constantly been progressing and in fact has been awarded by numerous organizations. So people have been recognizing, and in fact, a lot of major companies worldwide have been putting and trusting their business on Huawei storage. So speaking of storage, this is a one pager of all the storage systems that Huawei has. So we'll be focusing on the bottom part, particularly the all flash, and I'll do make mention of the others for you to have an idea on Huawei created so many storage and why it is there, why companies have been using it. So the eventual objective of Huawei is to create an intelligent information infrastructure. If you will take a look at the picture on the left, all customers have different types of workload. Workloads, although technically can run on any storage device, some it is more ideal on a particular storage. So this is where the challenge for a lot of organizations stems. So different storage, different management. So the objective of Huawei is to create this one storage concept wherein you have various storage, in fact, even third-party storage, and we can manage it as one using our DME. So eventually, we can create service levels depending on the application, and then the system will automatically assign it to the appropriate storage. So this is Huawei's goal. And in fact, if you will see, the eventual goal is to include even the public clouds in that management. Mm. This is the major challenge of the modern data center. So as more and more companies go 24/7 online all the time, there's a high pressure on the service that they provide. Next is traditional equipments consume a lot of energy. And in fact, if you will take a look at the power consumption of IT, data center consumes almost half. No? Almost half. So napakamahal ang binabayaran natin sa kuryente when it comes to data center. And then a lot of companies, they incur a lot of loss by downtime. And as infrastructure grow, management and operations becomes extremely complex. So this this is the common problem of a lot of people today. Good thing is all flash storage solutions addresses all of those challenges. It makes it green. There's not, as you very well know, all flash, there's no moving part. So you can pack more capacity in a more dense space. And because of the performance, you can create a lot of value. Let me show you how. So for Huawei, our all flash storage is called Ocean Store Dorado. So three things you should remember. It's extremely fast. It's solid and robust, and it's very intelligent. So ever fast, ever solid, and intelligent. This is what we have been saying about the system. Let me show you how. So first, let's talk about architecture. This is how we redefine the storage world, and this is why Huawei has leapfrogged into the leaders. So the typical storage architecture is made up of dual controllers. Dalawa, high availability. It's meant for general purpose, and it practically served majority of the requirements in the past. Then there was a variation. Some organizations are building storage which you can federate. Ang sabi nila, it's independent controller, and then you can combine them. So again, this is being offered by some organizations. What Huawei has done, especially in the mid-range to the enterprise, we standardize our architecture. So what we did was a multi-controller shared everything architecture, active. And let me show you the effect of this architecture. And to further understand, let me show you graphically what happens inside the storage system. So kunyari you have this storage. At sabi natin dual controller, no? So storage processor A and storage processor B. Then you have the disks. Then kunyari, you acquired a server, and then the administrator says, I need 800 gig of storage. So what the systems admin would do is, he will go and log in the storage management system. He will take a look, meron ba akong mga capacity available? And then he sees, oops, I have 5 disks of 600 gig each. I will combine them in a disk pool or a RAID group. So when we do the simple math, raw is 3 terabytes, 600 times 5, or when we do a quick calculation on RAID 5, that's 2.4 terabytes. So this is how typically it's done. However, if you will notice, 800 gig lang yung kailangan. So what do we do? So the systems admin will carve, just like a cake, will carve a piece of capacity, 800 gig to be specific. That is called a LUN or a volume. This is the important thing. That volume is assigned to one and only one storage processor. So every volume that is created, ina-assign yan sa isang storage processor. So you can think that the storage processor is a node, it's a controller, it has CPUs powering it. So the question is, sabi nyo storage systems are highly available. Paano nangyari? Paano kung masira yung storage processor A? So what will happen is, if storage processor A encounters a problem, all volumes assigned to it moves to storage processor B. So okay lang yun, still available. So the next question is, how about these services? Paano yung read calculation? Paano yung the duplication, the compression, the snaps, the clones, replication, garbage? But all of this takes up CPU cycles, and all of this is going to be serviced by the surviving processor. This is the problem of traditional mid-range storage. So isang processor lang is handling any single volume. So Huawei saw this and we totally redesigned. And the way that we redesigned this, we had flash in mind. So what did we do? First is, instead of having one CPU, we have 5. So the first is, we have an ARM-based, just like RISC, Unix-based CPU that powers the entire system. It's the industry's highest performance when it comes to storage. So this is what's powering. Ito yung makina ng aming storage system. Next is, we have what we call the Ascent AI chip. Its function is, this creates the intelligence. It's based on machine learning. If you will notice, in a lot of our product portfolio, this is the chip that we built in to create a lot of intelligence into it. So it creates a lot of analysis, understands a lot of things, keeps a lot of those information that helps the overall performance. Next, we also have the intelligent multi-protocol interface chip. So this helps increase storage performance by at least 20%, and this takes care of the connectivity. We also have SSD controller chips. So as you very well know, for those of you who are not aware, Huawei, we create our own disks. And the reason we do that is, we want to make sure that we can fine-tune the integration of the SSDs with the controllers, with the disk area enclosure, which, by the way, some of the functions you saw earlier, we brought it down to the disk enclosure. So dito na ginagawa all the disk-related functions and services, offloading the entire storage for what it's meant for. And lastly, we have the BMC management chip. This takes care. So tinitignan niya the system, it determines, because of the intelligence as well, it can predict when the system will happen. So ang nangyayari dito is, the recovery time is radically decreased. Previously from 2 hours to just 10 minutes. So all of this is inside the system, and the secret to Huawei's overall performance is this flash link algorithm. Let me give you some example. So a lot of systems are happening, a lot of services, a lot of operations. So inside the system, we have what we call the global I/O priority. Ano ba yan? Pag nagkasabay-sabay yung operation, what do we prioritize? So typically, data reads and data write, anything that deals with the data, pinaprioritize natin. All the other functions come next. Next is, we also have a multi-core processor that does help all of this performance improve. And next is, we also design the system. So it is fast. We also design the system to have this redefined high availability features. Ano ba yan? Multi-controller, we call it the smart matrix, wherein everything is connected to one another. It's on a component level. Next is, we have software solutions that continuously protect your applications. So we have, this is just a sample, Hyper CDP, continuous data protection, which creates no impact to the system performance, and it's designed, and the algorithm is designed to make sure that the disk pool created, hindi siya mauubos because of this if implemented. And we also have geo level availability. We have we have a solution that does active-active, pwede kayo mag-remote cluster without having the need to use a gateway. So a lot of the major banks in the Philippines and all over the world are using this. So all of this are built in the system, and what happens is it brings the level of availability to 6 or even 7 nines. So the next question a lot of people often ask, o sige, I understand your availability pag existing. Paano kung maluma na, Arnie? What happens to the system? So we also have a program. If you will take at the lower right, may nakikita kayong flash ever doon. Later, I'll describe to you what a flash ever is. This one is the intelligence that looks at the system while it's running. It's proactive, it's predictive, and it will tell you. It gets logs, it analyzes, and then it will provide an alert even on the capacity kung mauubos na. Even on the components kung masisira na. So it's automated and it creates a lot of actionable storage insights. So this comes with a system, Flash Ever. This is what a lot of our customers like. And this is one reason why they are staying with Huawei. It's engineered for the future of Flash, and it provides a non-disruptive upgrade. See, a lot of people have been saying, okay, I acquire your array, but after 3, 4, 5 years, you tell me that I need to buy a new one and migrate, but that migration would require downtime or it would take extremely long. One bank essentially took 1 year to migrate their data off their old storage system because hindi nila pwedeng i-down 24 by 7. So what is Flash Ever? It's a program. It's designed for customer investment protection. When you sign up for at least 10 years, there will be no forklift upgrades. So let me show you a graphical. So kung titignan nyo, we are now at the Dorado V6. If Dorado V7 comes along, we won't go in your environment, remove the V6, put in the V7, and then migrate. Hindi, we will do a non-disruptive upgrade. So imagine this, nagpapalit kayo ng processor. Parang you can imagine this, nagpalit kayo ng makina ng kotse that you're continuously running. And we do this for 10 years. I have not heard of any storage company that can do this for 10 years. So Flash Ever program. Next, a lot of people have been asking, ang dami ko nababasa, Arnie, about security. So may mga backdoor daw. So again, just to put a rest to those unfounded claims, I'm showing you two of the most common security certifications that is being required in any IT infrastructure system. So Pci Dss, as you very well know, for those, if the system is going to be used for credit card payment, this is a required information security certification. And next is the common criteria certification. It's the most commonly required security certification. So itong dalawang to, it's in our all flash systems. It's in all our storage systems. So all the claims na, pwede pasukin yan, I can harvest all your data, tell them, go and try. I don't think this third-party information security companies would award this certification if they haven't seen that this system is robust, it is secure. So that's on the all flash. Next is we go to our software-driven systems. I'd like to apologize, I'm going so fast. I have a lot of plans to in fact, I found it very difficult to compress the materials. So the all flash, by the way, is ideal for block systems or even file. So pwede yun SAN and NAS. But if you will take a look at this one, over 80% of data that's being managed is unstructured. File, object, big data. It's not database. So paano naman yun? So what we're saying is this will continue to be the trend. This will continue to grow. So we created a system we call a distributed storage where you can start small and grow up to 4,096 nodes. So imagine that 4096, 4,096 nodes wherein your block storage, your file, your object, or even your analytical systems for big data na typically you buy independently, pwede niyong pag-isahin na lang. So one storage architecture, 4 different service types. So ito itsura niya, no? So the data can be accessed different types of protocols. And this system we ideally provide for mass storage requirements. So the likes of videos. So ito, nakikita nyo nito for big data, for objects, for videos, for high performance computing. So I won't go down to the details, but we have this. Another software-defined storage that we have is, of course, our hyper-converged. We call it Fusion Cube. So 3 things that you should remember. Once, it's extremely simplified. So it has intelligent operations and management. We can also do VMware for those people who wish to run VMware. It's efficient. We have erasure coding as compared to 3 copies of data. We also have self-healing. Some of the features you've seen or you've heard on the Dorado, we also have it here. We have active replication setup. And if you will take a look at the right, some implementations of HCI, they would mention, we need 3 copies of data for higher availability. We use erasure coding. So if you will take a graphical look, we save a lot of, you don't need a lot of capacity to run the system. It is comprehensive. It has silent data errors. It corrects silent data errors for high availability and reliability. And it's ideal for this type of scenarios, for virtualization, for VDIs, for branch applications. So again, depending on the workload, depending on your application, we have all types of these solutions. So what we do is we help you analyze what is most ideal. If in case you decide, I want all of them, rest assured we have that intelligent management system that you can manage all. So in ending, I'd like to summarize everything I've said in the past couple of minutes in a video. So watch this. So that ends my session. I hope, again, I'd like to apologize. I went extremely fast. There's a lot of fantastic substance to cover. But if you are interested to have a deep dive session, just let Data World know. Just let us know. My contact details are below. And have a very good morning. Thank you very much. By the way, if you have some questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A button. We'll definitely make sure that we answer all of them. And again, thank you and have a good day.
Thank you very much, Sir Arnie, for that very informative presentation. So our next presenter is Huawei's Senior Solutions Manager for Huawei IP Network, Mr. Renel Loreja. Sir Renel will discuss about Huawei's Intelligent IP Network. I will turn it over to you, Sir Renel.
Today I'll be discussing more on the IP network for new era of digital future. So basically, from this product line, we can see here the whole picture or the full scenario of network solution that can build an agile network, which is more flexible network connectivity. So as you can see here on the lower part of the diagram, so we can cater different scenario. For example, from a fixed branch network. So basically, we can provide a CPE or a router that can connect the branch offices, and then we have also different types of router that can be installed in a mobile branch, and as well as we can integrate or interoperate with some ecosystem partners, or as long as it follows the standards. So it's a third party, it can be a third party CPE. So based on the branches, if you would like to connect your branches to your main data center or head office, so we can provide different types of router from medium to large, and even for some telco grade routers. So this is a typical branch network. So we can use different technologies to connect those branches. Maybe for the connectivity, we can use the 5G, lease line, or some Ethernet for ISP connectivity. For data center to data center interconnection, or we call it data center interconnection, we can use as well DWDM for the transport network to have the better network connectivity between data center to data center. So one of the typical application, if you'd like to have the active storage, so this is the best way to connect your data center to data center using the DWDM DCI connection. So basically, it can gives you a higher bandwidth. So with the use of a single or pair of fiber optic, you can maximize the use of your bandwidth. So you can upgrade it later on. So just imagine if you have a requirement for now, let's say multiple 10G to connect your data center to data center for different application, or maybe if you are hosting a data center, so you can reuse and reuse that specific fiber optic or pair of fiber optic by just adding the lambda or the wavelength that is specifically can be used for different client as well. Okay. For the full cycle of implementation, so basically we have the intelligent network solution from the planning, implementation, optimization, and then operations maintenance. So we have the whole full cycle system for as well as intelligent operations and maintenance platform. So later on, I'll show you the product line or the different features that we can do on this platform. So from the connectivity, so basically from the network connectivity from the product line itself. So we have different types of routers, switches, campus network switches, even Wi-Fi for wired and wireless that can allows you to connect to 5G, IoT or Internet of Things, and then the latest Wi-Fi 6 technology. For your one interconnection, so it can be a modular design. So later on, if you have an initial requirement like 10G or 1G, and then after 3 to 5 years, let's say we'd like to increase it to multiple 10G and even 100G of connectivity, so we can have a modular design on your system. So we have also a specific data center network switches that is applicable for top of rack switches. It can give you some ultra broadband software-defined features. We have also different types of security products that can enforce some security features and applications, and as well as network storage network connectivity. This is similar to the if you would like to connect the switch to your storage or the SAN switch. But later on, I'll show you the very specific technology compared to the fiber channel. Our solution itself can be designed in a modular thing. So basically, if you have an initial requirement, so we can, let's say if your initial requirement for your network infra is just only multiple 10G, so you just need to pay for your exact requirement. So later on, we can easily upgrade those requirements from multiple 10G to 100G and even more. So we also followed the standard standard protocol, which is we promote the standard openness. So as long as the current network infra, even iba po yung brand, so as long as it follows the standard protocol, so we have the way to interpret with your existing network infra. On-demand flexibility from our product line, from switches, wireless LAN to router to other datacom products. We have this kind of flexibility that we call it on-demand flexibility. So which is, for example, on your connectivity from your distribution to your core switch, maybe you would like only to use 10G for now, and then later on, once your network requires a higher bandwidth, so we can upgrade it to 40G and even to 100G by just activating the license. So no need for you to change the hardware. So you just need to activate the software or the license to upgrade your bandwidth. So this is very flexible, and then your investment will be at least maintained. And then we have also the this part of actually the network intelligent network solution, which is the iMaster NC, which you can see the panoramic visibility of your network infra from the user, the network infra, even up to the optimization of your network infrastructure. So next, with the great effort done by our R&D for the last 2 years, so we launched the all-new intelligent IP product line, including the following, which is intelligent IP network. So basically, it contains intelligent connectivity, intelligent operations and maintenance, and intelligent learning for the AI era. So it comes with the iMaster NC. We call it the iMaster NC. Second, we have the intelligent AI firewall. It also integrates with the ability to detect and advance threats and collaborate with the cloud and provide intelligent network border protection for enterprise. So next is we have the intelligent Wi-Fi 680, or we call it Air Engine Wi-Fi 6 products. Based on this product line, so we are superior when it comes to the bandwidth. So basically, compared to the industry standard. So we also use our own Huawei innovative 5G and AI technologies. So ito pa yung 5G ni telco. So we use the similar technology so that we can achieve the higher wireless throughput. And it also suits the opportunities that requires higher bandwidth, massive connection, and then low latency application. So high bandwidth. So if you require some applications such as 4K video, 8K video, AR, virtual reality, or augmented reality, so the Wi-Fi 6 infrastructure can already support this kind of application. And as well as for massive connection, so if the customers really have the plan to connect different IoT sensors, so it can accommodate different types of IoT interface. So basically it comes with this kind of interface. It can connect with the RFID thread, and other IoT interface. Okay. Next is the intelligent lossless data center switch. So this is the data center switch that is built for data center application. So basically, it can significantly improve the efficiency of cloud storage as well as high performance computing, or HPE, and artificial intelligence application. We can effectively bring data centers into the new era. So later on, I have a separate slides that can show you how we can, what other different technologies we can use on our data center product. And lastly, we have the intelligent WAN router. This improve branch interconnection. So basically, WAN routers can adapt as business needs change and overcome the rapid increase in traffic volume associated with technologies such as cloud, AI, and then 5G. And then these are the latest technology based on the product line that I showed you a while ago. So with the Wi-Fi 6, as you can see here, the first Wi-Fi 6 product, this thing gives you an extraordinary ability to amplify the signal for single users and can reach even up to 1.5 Gbps per channel. So per user, we already tested it in our office, in our laboratory. So test data based on the Huawei P40. If you're using a mobile phone, Huawei P series phone. So using the HD high throughput 160 megahertz, it can supports Wi-Fi 6 already. So using this phone connected to the Wi-Fi 6 access point of Huawei, so basically we can reach up to 1.5 Gbps. So basically it can surpass the wired network if it's only connected using the 1 gig of bandwidth. So it was also tested by the third-party company, which is the Tole test report. Then they prove it that we can reach the 1.5 per user or per channel. Next is the hybrid optical electrical access. So as you can see, most of the UTP cables can only support like Ethernet cable like Cat5e or Cat6. Normally, it can only support up to 100 meter of distance. So using this Cloud Engine 5732H, so it can support even up to 300 meters of distance. And later on, we have different types of switch, one of which switch can support multi-gig connectivity that is applicable for some kind of, let's say, Wi-Fi 6. Because for Wi-Fi 6, normally it requires like 10 or 5 Gbps of downlink to connect your access point. So we have the specific switches that can capable of even up to 10 Gbps of downlink ports. So lastly, we have the 5G Super Uplink. So using the 5G Super Uplink, so this router can support both TDD and FDD. So previously, we can only support either FDD or TDD. But the use of this latest router, we can support both. So it can give you a lot of advantage based on the industry average using the 5G uplink rate. So we can, using our Huawei 5G AR uplink rate, so we can increase up to 20%. So aside from the products, from wireless LAN switches, WAN, we have also the intelligent operations and O&M that can support for your that can be deployed in your smart campuses. So basically, as you can see here, using our Wi-Fi 6 access point, and the system itself, or we call it the iMaster NCE, can automatically detect the behavior of the users. So basically, from the start, so let's say after installation, so your initial bandwidth is only 125 Mbps. But after sometimes after the system automatically optimize the network or the infrastructure, it can reach or it can increase the bandwidth up to more than 58%. So it can be done automatically on the system. And then we can also leverage on this kind of feature because mostly on the wireless infra, one of the main problem is the co-channel interference. So the system itself can automatically adjust to minimize or at least lessen the co-channel interference. So by use of this technology, we can decrease the interference to less than 50% or more. So for the full cycle of deployment from plan, deploy, operate, optimize, and even operation maintenance. So we can use this system or we can use this uh, uh, platform that we can decrease all false report per day, for example, from 15 to 8, so almost half. And then average fault links fixed time. So you can also decrease you can decrease also the time to fix the problem because you have a lot of things, you have a lot of visibility on your network infra. From the user, from your network, let's say very specific on the code channel interference, for example. And then by the combination of both uh, things that you can have or done on your system, you can reduce the OPEX by 50%. So basically, in our office, in Huawei office, we are using this technology that serves 194,000 employees for different offices in worldwide to 1,000 plus sites, and then uh, there are also 180,000 network devices connected to the network. Okay, so next thing is the end-to-end latency, or we call it the end-to-end NVMe over RDMA over converged Ethernet. So currently, this is the best suited technology that we can use to connect your server to storage. So by the way, just take note, this one is more applicable for flash storage. So in comparison with this technology, so as you can see, most of the traditional way to connect your server and storage is using the fiber channel. So in comparison with our ROCE or RDMA over converged Ethernet, so we can have higher IOPS. As you can see here, even up to 25 gig compared to 32 gig. So we can have almost the same IOPS with lower bandwidth capacity. So in short, we can less 30% the higher IOPS compared to fiber channel. And then in terms of latency, so this is very important, especially for your storage application, for your storage application. So we can lower the latency up to 20% lower than the FC. And again, this is the best suited technology if you would like to connect your server in storage. So using the ROC or ROCE. So last year, Huawei launched the full series of network, including the data center network, wired and wireless, and then some one access, one edge infrastructure. And this product has been awarded by Gartner per Insights Choice Award, and then the only company awarded outside North America. So basically, we have this best one of the best award that we got from our Datacom product, especially for this product line. And then it was only the only vendor, Huawei was the only vendor awarded outside North America. And then lastly, in summary, we have 4 engines. These are the engines for wireless LAN. We have the air engine for our wireless LAN or Wi-Fi 6, particularly the latest technology when it comes to Wi-Fi, so Wi-Fi 6. The cloud engine for both campus network and then data center network, and the net engine for both access router and some router that you can use for some ISP or big requirement of network infra, especially for the WAN network. We have also the high-sec engine. And of course, to manage those network infrastructure, including the four things that I mentioned, we can use the iMaster NCE. And this product line has the super capacity, which means in terms of performance, mostly like what I mentioned in my previous slide, like in wireless LAN or Wi-Fi 6 technology, we have at least higher or better performance capacity compared to the industry standard in our switches, one product or router. Intelligence experience with the use of our iMaster NCE, we can optimize all of the network infrastructure. We can have a lot of things to do with intelligent operation maintenance using our iMaster NCE, and we can also do the autonomous driving. So if you have a question, please free to ask. And then, by the way, for customers, if you have some demo or POC requirements, so we can also do some online POC as well as on-site POC. But preferably, since nasa ECQ pa rin tayo ngayon, so we can have an POC. Like, for example, for our Wi-Fi 6 technology, we can show you the what I have mentioned, like yung 1.5 Gbps of wireless throughput, or yung the whole performance of the Wi-Fi 6. So we can also show that to you. Okay. If no question, maybe I can give the floor to the next speaker.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Junli. Sir Renel, thank you so much. Okay. Our next presenter is Sir Jundi Cercado, Huawei's Data Center Facilities Solution Manager. Sir Jundi will discuss about Huawei's intelligent data cabinets. I will turn you over to Sir Jundi.
Thank you, June. Can you see my screen now, June?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. This morning, I'll be discussing about Huawei's solution for mini data center or edge DC solution, or some call it smart cabinet, and some call it all-in-one data center in a rack. So, there are lots of industries and scenarios which require small server rooms. So, be it your digital transformation, small server room, a very simple small server room for supermarkets, manufacturing, schools, or even government network rooms, communication sites, IoT for the safe cities, bank branches, small business offices, enterprise branches. So, and most of the time, we end up building traditional solution like this. Familiar ba? So, it has a large footprint, low efficiency, and very poor reliability. So most of the challenges for building a small server room involves basically, by the way, in building a data center, whether it's small, medium, or large, it has 5 phases. So first is design phase, which traditional small scale equipment room takes a week for the design phase only. So what the clients will do, will contact an integrator, and then it's very complex on designing. So from computation of the capacity of the UPS, the aircon capacity, space requirement, number of racks. So that will take a week, and a skilled designer to provide you a complete solution of a small server room. On the second phase, so construction phase, different vendors or different devices will come from different vendors, even though you utilize an integrator. So yung integrator ninyo will wait for the delivery of the UPS, for the aircon, for the racks coming from different principals or suppliers. And then within that period, they will assemble the UPS, the cooling. So makikita ninyo may na-weld nung copper pipe dun sa loob ng server room ninyo. And then after that, connect the cables, install the racks, then connect the cables, and perform the commissioning. Then, here's the outcome. So medyo maayos pa from day one. So you have different equipment. So we have racks, you have an air conditioner, you have a PDF. By the way, PDF is also other term for the panel boards, which is usually installed on the wall. And you also have another cabinet for the battery and another equipment which is called UPS. So in total, it has low integration, it has large footprint, and distributed deployment. So iba-iba ang approach. And nakakalimutan yung monitoring system for the entire server room. Now, after installation or after the deployment, you now have the operation aspect. So, more often than not, nakakalimutan, palitan yung battery. So, this is an actual scenario where on April 4, one of the university in Beijing, their data center or their network room was on fire, coming from the battery. So, napabayaan lang yung batteries nila, and they end up shut down network downtime for a week para lang ma-rectify and to replace yung damaged na equipment nila. Another thing is the use of civil air conditioner or comfort air conditioner. In other words, these are the air conditioners that are intended for human use. So ito yung mga nasa bahay, mga sa offices ninyo, which after the power failure doesn't have the capability to restart automatically and to resume its operation. So I know some of you ito yung problems na encounter ninyo for your data center or for your small server room. And then the next is high operation and maintenance cost. Mostly, there is no monitoring solution intended to monitor each individual equipment. So UPS, sometimes no SNMP card, aircon, definitely wala, but some of you has environmental monitoring system. So that alone is a reactive approach of monitoring your server room. Ibig sabihin, if there's an alarm, then that's the time you act. You don't know what the cause is. You will need to take a look in actual inside your server room. So that alone, expect to have a downtime if in case your UPS or your aircon breaks down. Okay. So here in Huawei, to address those problems, we come up a solution. We have a edge DC solution. So it's a data center in a rack, integrated with integrated cooling and plug and play. So as you can see on your left, the red space or the red highlighted red is intended for the IT space. So you have the cooling unit at the bottom of the rack. So it's a precision cooling type, rack mounted. And then we also have lithium battery. And for the lock, we don't use yung manual lock. We use electronic lock, which is integrated to the door access nung mismong Fusion Module 500. And then the UPS, we have the PDU. So PDU and PDC, ito yung mga supposedly equipment that will be installed on the wall, no, or on dun sa kabilang room. But since the concept of being integrated, so we already placed it inside the cabinet. So kailangan mo na lang is to plug it doon sa power source ninyo, provide a breaker, and then provide connect the feeder line, and then the other thing is connect the network cable or connectivity, and then you already have a fully functioning small server room. So The UPS capacity is around 6 kVA. It has a 100 Ah lithium battery, which can provide you an hour up to 4 hours of battery runtime. An integrated cooling system. Hindi na po ito kailangan ng outdoor unit na, di ba, typically if you're gonna install yung mga civil air conditioning or comfort air conditioner is meron kang unit sa loob, which we call indoor unit, and then you have yung outdoor unit sa labas, which we call yung condensing unit. The Fusion Module 500 is hot and cold contained. So nandun siya sa loob, yung hangin doon is paikot-ikot lang. And the cabinet dimension is typical, so it's a 42U rack with 1,100 mm na depth and 600 mm na width. Very same dimension with what our usual rack na meron tayo sa loob ng server room. And the ICT space available, or yung rack space for the IT equipment, is around 22U, 3 kilowatt, and 1 hour power backup time. So we also have an option to have a rack mountable na fire suppression systems, which will take 2U. So this will be around 20U. Okay. So for the UPS, so far this is the tiniest 6 kVA in the market, an online double conversion UPS, high efficient, very wide input voltage from 80 volts to 280 volts, meaning it won't use your battery if the input voltage is around 80 volts. So normal pa rin siya. That's why the effect of that is you will have a longer battery runtime. It also supports yung big generator adaptability. So hindi siya maselan. Whether 1:1 yung ratio ng generator mo against sa kanya, okay lang, tatakbo pa rin siya. It won't yung dip, yung voltage dip na tinatawag if you start the generator. So wala sa kanya yon. And then next we have the Smartly, or what we call the Lithium-Ion Battery. So far in the market for a smart cabinet solution, we are the first to introduce lithium battery system to be included on a smart cabinet application. By the way, this is our own development of lithium battery. So it comes with a this battery management system, which we also developed. It has also a intelligence which is providing information to the UPS regarding its status. Now, for the integrated cooling, as I've said earlier, paikot-ikot lang yung hangin. So, bubuga ng hangin on the front yung aircon, and then isasak niyo yung hot air doon sa likod banda. So, as you can see on the right, the CFD simulation, the blue one signifies cold air, while the red, yellow, and orange is the hot air. So the cooling capacity is 3.5 kilowatt. Unlike other brand, that they are installing the condensing unit on top portion of the cabinet. So this one is rack mountable. The good thing about this one is that over time kasi, it will accumulate dust, lalo na doon sa kanyang part kung saan siya nagsasak ng air. So what you can do is that without even shutting down your IT equipment, buksan mo lang yung pinto ng harap at saka likod, disconnect the wires from the cooling unit, tanggalin mo siya sa rack, and then bring it outside, linisin mo, bugahan ng tubig, dun sa parte na pwedeng bugahan ng tubig, and then once it dry, pwede mo nang ibalik. So unlike doon sa iba na hindi mo siya pwedeng tanggalin kasi permanently fixed siya within the cabinet. So it also has its own monitoring unit. So it's a unified management, it's a centralized management, which can be monitored via its screen on the front. So It does monitor yung battery management, UPS, cooling, temperature and humidity, and others like water leak, access control, and even a video. So you can put a single unit of camera or CCTV sa front para makita kung sino yung nag-access doon sa loob ng cabinet. And it can also provide you yung SMS alarm, yung notification niya. You can even have yung download yung application, and then through that application, you can also monitor what you can see is what you can see on the screen, doon sa LCD screen niya. You can also see it on your application sa phone mo. And the last is, it also comes with a optional plug and play na fire extinguishing unit. So meron na po siyang kasamang fire suppression system. So this fire suppression system is Novector 30 based. It is developed and designed based on the Fusion Module 500 function. So rack mountable siya. It's a 2U device, and it is also integrated to the the Fusion Module 500 monitoring monitoring system. So benefits of having this type of solution. So fast deployment. So coming from the factory, this product is already pre-installed and prefabricated. So before it shipped out, Huawei QA will test the unit and see to it that the unit will be working normally. So pagdating sa site, pagdating sa site, may mga konting configuration na nagagawin, like yung enrollment ng access, configuration ng mga camera, kung paano mo kukunin yung view niya, yung mga ganon. Other than that, wala na. So, as I mentioned earlier, you just need yung dalawa lang, electrical source and yung network connectivity. So, again, one of the benefit is simplified, unified management, which improves efficiency. So from being a passive or reactive na approach doon sa traditional mode, now you have a proactive problem identification. So it is best if for managing or operating a multiple small server room across, say, Mindanao region. Your head office, say your head office in Jensan or in Davao, and you have 5 or 6 branches scattered across Mindanao. Yung head office is alam niya, they have the capability to monitor each individual Fusion Module 500. So alam niya kung ano yung problem doon sa specific na Fusion Module 500 sa ganitong lugar. And then from there, pwede na niyang tawagan yung provider. So si Data World, pwede niyang tawagan. Data World, may alarm kami coming from the Fusion Module for this site. What does it mean? So si Data World naman can provide you or can assist you on how to resolve and how to isolate and how to resolve the problem, even on the phone. And most of all, it's space saving. So imagine 10 traditional, ang daming equipment na standalone na which took so much space. Here sa Fusion Module 500, you only need at most 3 square meter. And you don't need to have an outdoor unit space. You don't need to connect the pipes individually. No more welding, and definitely wala na ring refrigerant. And using yung Smartly battery. So by the way, the difference between Smartly and lithium battery Smartly and lead acid battery is its design life. So typically, di ba, every 3 years you need to replace the battery kung VRL yung gamit mo. For the lithium ion, the earliest you can replace is around 10 years. So that alone can save you a lot of money doon lang sa battery replacement. it also has its own proactive prediction, as I've mentioned earlier. So the UPS itself has a sensor for yung mga pinagdugtungan niya doon sa loob, lalo na sa part ng 220 volts na circuit niya. So if there's an alarm, the UPS will tell you na, oh, nagkakaroon na ng init sa ganitong part. Please rectify. Even yung capacitor life. So expect after 5 years, kung kahit anong klaseng UPS yan, kahit anong brand, expect na masisira at masisira. Pwedeng masira yung capacitor niya. So kung under maintenance yung or under contract yung inyong UPS, sasabihin ng UPS provider ninyo na, sir, may sira na, pwede na natin palitan. So same as the battery and the fan. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the Smartly comes with a intelligent battery management system, which provides you the state of health and the state of charge of the battery. The lithium battery was dubbed as the safest lithium battery, or the battery na available sa market, because it doesn't emit yung hydrogen, which can cause fire once na expose na sa hangin. Okay, so pag nasira yung kanyang cooling system sa loob, there were 2 scenarios na pwedeng magbukas yung kanyang front door and back door. So one, pag nasira nga yung cooling, and then the other one is pag nagkaroon ng sunog sa loob ng server room. So we also have, aside from smart cabinet, Fusion Module 500, we have UPS from 1 kVA up to 1.6 MVA. We have our perimeter cooling and row cooling solution. We have our own lithium battery system. And then we have data center in a row, data center in an aisle, a containerized data center, and modular data center. And to manage it all, we have our own PCIM plus management system. So we have a local installation in Philippines. They ordered 2 pieces ng Fusion Module 500. This was installed and completed last December 2020. So it's quite new. And they're happy about they're happy about the product, how it gave them the benefits and savings on the electricity as well. So thank you. Sorry, medyo magpas ako ng konti sa aking slides. June?
Thank you, Sir Jun D. So our next presenter will be Huawei's Cloud and AI's Business Department Solution Manager, Mr. Christian Glenn Hatol. Sir Christian will discuss about Huawei's intelligent video and data analytics, and also Sir Christian will discuss about Huawei's Idea Hub. So I will turn you over to Sir Christian.
Good morning to everyone again. Once again, my name is Ian Hatol. And for my part, I will present Huawei's intelligent vision and collaboration solutions, and as mentioned by the host, particularly the Idea Hub solution. So first is the intelligent vision solution, or in other words, the CCTV product line of Huawei. Okay, so to kick off my presentation, I want to highlight the importance of intelligence, of course, in the intelligent or machine vision industry. So you can see here that actually previously in the past years, AI or intelligence as a whole is actually not that important, or is not penetrating the machine vision industry that much. So you can see here 1.6% of cameras are AI enabled or have this certain AI functionalities. But few years from now, maybe 2025, 4 years from now, that forecast that was reported by IHS was that 64% of the machine vision or the cameras have a certain range of AI capabilities. 80% will also be using some certain kind of data usage, and it will cover about 85% of the industry. So there's also some certain factors why it's going to be the trend moving forward. So first is the AI cost of machine vision decreases year on year, as you can see here on the graph on the right. And by next year, by 2022, There's also a study that the number of software-defined cameras, or in other words, AI-enabled cameras, will surpass the number of manufactured IP cameras or the traditional IP cameras in the market. So there's a few points here that we need to consider. That's why Huawei is actually investing heavily on intelligence, or actually embedding intelligence in our machine vision or intelligent vision solutions. And there's also some challenges that's actually stopping or halting the development of AI in machine vision. And those are stringent environmental constraints. So there's poor image qualities among some of the cameras in the market right now when under extreme light conditions. There's also low data usage, meaning that you have this repository of video feeds that you have collected, but you don't know how to analyze them because the platform or the backend is not intelligent enough. Okay, and then there's also long tail applications, fragmented application scenarios, which means that there's specified or customized industries that require different kinds of solutions. So may it be smart manufacturing, smart factories, or smart campuses that requires different kinds of solution that may best fit their kinds of needs. So these three challenges are actually stopping the development of AI. And actually, what Huawei did to further enhance or to further kick off the development of AI in our product line is essentially by providing intelligent on both the or providing intelligence on both the front end and the back end of our solution. So intelligent, open, and efficient intelligent vision solution for both front end devices and back end platforms. So front end, we call it as the SDC, HoloSense SDC, or software defined camera, can support sustainable evolution. So it has high resolution, full color in low illumination. I will mention in the next few slides our specific technology for the full color in low lighting conditions. It also has extensive intelligent algorithm and adaptable to different harsh environments. And as for the back end, the platform itself that will be used by the cameras, like the NVR or the storage media, it also has intelligence. So intelligent video storage or the HoloSense IVS can provide multi-algorithm repository for data collaboration, research collaboration, and long-term high resolution of video storage. Okay. I just want to give you an insight or an overview of the different kinds of products that we have. First is the front end, or of course the cameras themselves. So we have advanced AI chips that supports the full series or the full lineup of our software-defined cameras. So to give you an idea, we have these 4 different kinds of models from D, C, M, and X series. So from right to left, the AI capability or the compute power is increasing. So this series or the inclusive AI has around 0.5 tera operations per second of compute capability, or 0.5 TOPS. You can see here as well the different kinds of chipsets that we have embedded. So Sir Arnie mentioned a while ago the Ascend and Kunpeng chip. So I will actually mention those names again in my presentation, particularly the Ascend chip, which is embedded in our M series and X series cameras. So you can see here, high silicon chips are used for the mid-range to low-end cameras of Huawei. So this series is inclusive AI for relatively entry-level applications and not that much AI features. C series for basic AI features that can support 30 faces captured at the same time. M series for professional AI capabilities that can support up to 4 tera operations per second. And X series for ultimate AI capability, that is the world's first 1+8 camera. So meaning that it can provide the AI capability among its slave camera. So what this means is that you just need a single high AI camera or ultimate AI camera like the X series, and you have these different slave cameras like maybe the C series that can inherit the AI capability. So you are essentially saving on your investment. You don't need to invest let's say 9 cameras of X series camera, you just need one X series camera that has this ultimate AI capability. The rest can have basic functionalities, and they can just inherit the AI functions of the X series. Okay. The next one for the back end, so we have full series intelligent vision storage to provide the back end intelligence. So like I mentioned, both front end and back end have intelligence in our solution. So we have here micro edge, light edge, and central platform video storage systems. And similarly, they also put here the compute power for your reference. So the micro edge solution, which is the IVS 1800, is more suited for edge sites or edge locations, or for SMEs as well. So it can provide compact intelligence and compute power for small campuses, finance, and transportation industries, and can have up to 4 to 32 tera operations per second of compute power. Next one is the Light Edge platform. We call it as the IVS 3800, the converged intelligence platform of Huawei's intelligent vision solution, typically used for public safety, medium to large campuses, and transportation as well. And lastly, for central platform, this is used for massive deployments, multiple networks of cameras, which is the IVS 9000, typically used for public safety, for public solutions, smart cities, and large campuses. So you can see here, can even reach up to 384 tera operations per second of compute power and beyond. So it can go it can increase indefinitely by increasing the number of nodes. Okay, so I mentioned a while ago the color or the image quality of our CCTVs even under low illumination or low lighting conditions. So we call this one as the super color function or super color feature of Huawei's intelligent vision cameras. So essentially, it can provide you zero light pollution and can provide true color, or rather accurate color accuracy for the video feeds. So super color, as you can see here on the demo video, comparing with the industry, can provide a very good image quality even during night times. And in some cases as well, here you can see the industry that uses grapefruit thread, which is visible light siya. So you can only imagine if this is deployed, let's say, on traffic highways, or maybe in obscure locations that needs enhanced security, tapos kailangan discrete lang yung pag-install ng cameras. So it will defeat the purpose essentially, because you can the person can see the camera with its very visible light. So as compared to Huawei, so the infrared light is of course invisible and can still provide true color or good or great color accuracy even in low lighting conditions. Okay. And the next one is we also can provide all day all scenario situation awareness. So meaning that our cameras can adapt on different and varying weather conditions and scenarios. So may it be strong lighting, weathering for night times, weather conditions such as foggy condition, rainy condition, or cloudy conditions. The cameras will automatically adapt depending on the different kinds of scenarios. You can see here on the demo, I hope that you can see the small print on the demo video. You can see that the tick is automatically switching depending on what's happening on the background or on the scenario. So for example, WTR kicks in if the scenario is a bit cloudy or a bit foggy. Image stabilization is also kicking in, and low light enhancement is also switching on during nighttime. Okay, so this is because of we can also have incredible night vision because of the backlit CMOS technology that increases the amount of light entering the lens by 50%. Okay, and even zooming in, you can see that the image quality is still very high. Okay. So we can also have high density face capture, which is 5 times more than the industry. So we can capture 100 faces, face images in a single frame because of our incredible compute power, 16T or 16 teraops per second, compared with the industry with a similar model or similar price range, which can only provide 0.66T to 1T of compute power, where of course, if they have less compute power, they can also provide less face recognitions or less face images in a single frame, around 20 to 30. So this is the comparison between Huawei's credible compute power compared to the industry in terms of facial recognition. And of course, we also have superior intelligent behavioral analysis features that can support different kinds of applications: loitering detection, removed object detection, intrusion detection, or tripwire detection, and foreign object detection. So I'll just play this video briefly so that you can see all of them together side by side. Okay. So lastly, for intelligent vision, I just want to highlight that of course, we are very secure. We pride ourselves in our security and the security of our solutions, not only in terms of cameras. Other presenters have already mentioned the security when it comes to the storage, comes to the network. But of course, when it comes to the cameras, we are also very secure, and we are also actually the world's first camera product to obtain the international certificate of CC EAL3 Plus certification for the application layer, network layer, and data security layer of security. So we can perform security control, permission control, and access control on these different layers for the cameras and platforms. Okay, so the next bit of my slide will be about the intelligent collaboration solution, particularly the Idea Hub. Okay, so Idea Hub is essentially a productivity tool for smart office. So it actually combines different kinds of functionalities that you can typically see in a meeting room. You have your microphone, you have your speaker, you have your projector, you have the whiteboard, uh, you have these different kinds of devices that are separated or segregated in a typical meeting space. Huawei combined those devices into an all-in-one collaboration tool so that you don't need these unnecessary devices that are, of course, prone to hardware failure. It's hard to manage and becomes tedious to have the collaboration in the meeting space. So you have projection, whiteboard. You can also use it for knowledge base, such as bulletin board, office applications, conferencing, and projection. Okay. So in terms of the writing or the whiteboard functionality, I want to compare here the writing experience, or rather the writing latency specifically of Idea Hub with our competitors. So in this brief demo video you saw here, the user of the Idea Hub started writing in this particular line up here, as well as the other user of the competitor. So they both started writing at the same point and ended up writing at the same line as well. But you can see here that the difference is quite drastic. So that's because of the large latency that's happening on the display panel. So of course, this is a display panel, not unlike a typical piece of paper. That's of course there's basically no latency. It's real time. You're writing your pen on a piece of paper, so there's no latency. But of course, in a digital scenario, you should expect some latency because there's translations happening to your data, analog to digital, so that it will be outputted in the panel. But you can see here that when you're writing in an Idea Hub display panel, the latency is so very low that it's like you're just writing on a piece of paper. It's essentially mimicking the writing experience on a piece of paper. Whereas kay competitor natin, the latency is very pronounced. So you can see here that the delay, writing delay, nandito na yung pen niya, nandito pa yung sinusulat niya. So napakalayo. In terms of another layer of intelligence, so of course, I think Sir Arnie mentioned that one of the highlights of Huawei's products is that we are embedding intelligence across all of our different solutions. So it was present in the storage, network, and DC. It was also present in CCTV. It is also present in our collaboration solutions. And to some extent, the intelligence can extend to different kinds of features in the Idea Hub. First is the handwriting recognition. You can see here briefly that you can write different kinds of text and it will be translated to a machine-based font. You can draw as well. In this example, nag-draw yung user ng bahay. So, convert din yan sa isang piece of drawing ng bahay. You can also draw flowcharts and it will also convert that in real time. So, it's very intelligent and quite useful, and it will of course enhance the overall meeting experience. So next one, I will play this one over my voice. I hope that you can still hear this one. So this is the acoustic baffle technology, which is also which is also enhanced by the AI technology of Idea Hub. Okay, so acoustic baffle is essentially blocking the noise outside the meeting area. And it's actually thanks to the AI technology. That's why it can do this kind of feature. Okay. Okay, and then next one is auto framing. So auto framing is of course through its name means that it will auto frame the display depending on how many users or how many attendees are in the meeting area. So you can see here, pag maalis yung mga meeting attendees, nag-zoom in din or ino-auto frame, ino-auto adjust ni Idea Hub yung frame niya. Okay, so naging dalawa, i-zoom out niya ulit, naging tatlo, papakita niya ulit yung attendees. Okay, so this is auto framing. The next one is intelligent speaker tracking. So I will just be silent first as these two speakers in the video speak with each other. Okay, so this is the intelligent speaker tracking of Idea Hub. Highlighting the word intelligent again. It's not just a typical speaker tracking that tracks where the speaker is, but actually it intelligently detects whether a conversation is happening between two or more persons. So in this brief demo video that I've showed, these two persons are talking in turns. They are having a conversation back and forth. So what Idea Hub essentially does is that once it identifies that a conversation is happening between two or more persons, it will not just zoom in and zoom in to whomever is speaking, but rather it will make it up. Idea will present or it will display all of the conversation participants in the video frame. So, for example, in this case, two persons are talking with each other side by side after each other. So a conversation is happening. That's why Idea Hub zoomed out para makita sila pareho. So it's not just zooming in, zooming in. It will be very dizzying sa mga participants natin. Okay, so some application scenarios of Idea Hub that we can use it for is of course meeting room. You can see here it's very clean to look at if you have installed Idea Hub. No more unnecessary cables. You just essentially bring your own laptop, even your smartphone, and you can conduct the meeting in this very clean and simplistic meeting room design. Open office, so we can also have the option for a rolling stand. You can bring it anywhere around the office area so that you can conduct the meeting in the lobby kung gusto nyo, or if you have open office in your office space, so you can also do that. Healthcare, of course, so we can install Idea Hub in different kinds of health institutions to support telemedicine, remote consultations, and others. And of course, classroom. So this one is also a very good use case to promote e-learning and remote learning solutions, of course, especially during the pandemic. Lastly, I just want to highlight Huawei's end-to-end video conferencing portfolio. So I've mentioned that IdeaHub is actually just one part of the whole collaboration solution of Huawei. So you can see here that there's actually even more that we can offer. So IdeaHub is just a small part. So we also have different kinds of telepresence solutions, other peripherals for the cameras and microphones, personal endpoints, video conferencing endpoints, media engines, and other all-in-one solutions. So this is a whole solution entirely. So IdeaHub is just a small part. Okay, so I want to end my presentation on that part. And if you have any questions, so I think you have written a few questions on the Q&A section. I'll just reply to you after this slide. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Sir Christian. Now, Huawei's PRO Talent Development Channel Business Department Solution Manager, Mr. Lim So-boon, will present the Huawei ICT Academy. Mr. Lin, you may now present, sir.
Right, Lim here. Very happy that being invited to this event today. So today I have I'm glad that I have a chance to talk about ICT talent ecosystem. All right. So let us begin with the presentation here. So well, we are aware that Philippine ICT industry for the past few years, or we are lack of the talent support, right? So we need the talent to upgrade the infrastructure, to maintain the infrastructure in the ICT industry in the Philippines. So that is why Huawei we committed. So we want to build a strong ecosystem in the community. All right. So for the past 10 years, so Huawei we have actually developed more than 300,000 ICT professionals. So the main target that we focus are the student, channel partners, and customer as well. So we provide a one-stop center platform, which we call it as a Huawei certification system, where this platform is allowed every student they can have the access on the e-learning platform, support E, as well as the massive open online course. With the business partners, academies, and training that we have established together with the partners. So we actually can promote the value of certification, and we help to cultivate much needed talent to the ICT industry. So we can leverage the ICT in knowledge and provide the Huawei certification throughout the development of the the development of the solution that to allow the student to learn and acquire the new skills. So we provide the Huawei competition and the job fair to allow students to get recognized and to secure a valuable employment in one of our customer, one of our partners, or to Huawei directly. So here are some of the global value. So with more than 220,000 ICT professionals certified, and we have 900 ICT academy, 110 authorized training partners, and we already have more than 35 job fair, more than 2,000 opportunity for the students. So, and we are now about to hold the 6th ICT competition with 100,000 students from 61 countries and 1,600 universities and colleges. Let us see a bit closer on how the Huawei certification system process work here. So Huawei Huawei certification system, we follow the platform plus AI ecosystem. So which is a collaboration architecture of the ICT infrastructure. Huawei, we have set up a complete certification system consisting of 3 categories. ICT certified, ICT infrastructure certification, platform service certification, and ICT vertical certification. So with over more than 100 certification exam and 22 technical domain field. So this system actually allow the student to choose and focus their expertise on the leading technologies such as LTE, 5G, AI, big data, and etc. So this is a foundation to give the student of the confidence in order for them to climb to the second ladder in their career. So our certification, Huawei certification, it comes with the 3 version: Huawei Certified ICT Associate, Huawei Certified ICT Professional, and Huawei Certified ICT Expert. To date, as of today, there are 5% of 220,000 certified professional. They are Huawei Certified ICT Expert. Huawei ICT Academy for Talent Development, we include 900 academies around the world, and we providing the authorized courses. So instructor enablement and learning resources as well. So we have certified more than 1,500 instructors and provide a full course of syllabus and lab environment to the university. So Huawei, we help develop the ICT competency of the 45,000 students per year. So by providing the expert knowledge, practical experiences, career certification, as well as the job opportunities. So let me give you some value on the Philippines itself. As of today, Philippines, we have 44 academies doing the collaboration and partnership with Huawei Philippines here. So there are more than 4,000 students using our platform and study using our platform remotely on the year 2020. So what is the benefit of become the ICT Academy? So the advantages of the academy that they will have the free membership, free consultation, free learning material, free simulation tools, free training and lecturer, free ongoing support, and end of the result, what we are going to meet here, we hope we can create an opportunity and making the student to have the employment ready. Okay, so by the building up a strong ecosystem, so Huawei ICT Academy is a partnership between Huawei and academies around the world. So throughout this partnership, Academy deliver Huawei ICT technology training, encourages students to get Huawei certifications, and develop the talent from practical skill for the ICT industry, Huawei partners, customer, and to the community. So let me give you some global footprint of the ICT Academy here. So we're very lucky that the Philippines is one of the country is already bookmarked in the footprint of the ICT Academy global footprint. So we have 800 academies and 1,600 instructors and 45,000 students in the world. So we are still enrolling or welcome all the academy who interested to be ICT Academy. Please contact us. And the main purpose that we doing the ICT talent ecosystem because of this vision that we want to bring the digital to every person, home organization for a fully connected world and intelligent world. So if you have any question, you can leave in the Q&A session and we will try to answer your question here. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you, host.
Thank you very much, Sir Lim.
Right.
So that ends our presentations.
Good noon, everyone. Thank you very much for attending our Road to Digital Transformation roadshow today. It's actually a very brief overview of the leading technologies from Huawei. And this is part of our commitment to always delivering quality solutions for our valued customers. We have done a lot of research and consideration before we decided to really focus on Huawei this year. And as one of the technologies we're focusing this year, our tech staff went through evaluation process, and they also have real POC done before we decided to on this. No, so we asked around. We even go through the process of testing some of their servers, storage, and another thing. We also tried looking at their cameras, no, and when we were very surprised that, oh, Huawei already has an all-plus storage since 10 years ago, okay? And this all started when a couple of our valued customers told us, we are interested in Huawei because our head office gave us a Huawei equipment. We're using it, we're very happy. So we'd like to buy another Huawei system. So that's when we started looking at them. And then we were very happy when we found out that one of the most respected professional in the IT industry, Arnie Alvarez, whom I really trust and who has been working with two other leading top five, one of the top 5 technology firm in the world for the past decade, is now the Chief Technology Officer of Huawei, and he is no other than Arnie Alvarez. And we decided to hold this seminar after I attended 2 webinars hosted by Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And I found out that they're having a partnership with Huawei on the Innovation Center because PCCI, our Philippine Chamber of Commerce, wants to bring digitalization to all our industries, even the SMEs in the near future. And in fact, there is a series of seminars, free, ongoing, for cloud and artificial intelligence that they are giving to the SMEs and to the Filipino citizens so that we will be one of the foremost talent available in the world. So I hope if you have other questions or if you want a deep dive session on any of the technology, just write an email to us. We will schedule a different session for any of this technology. Furthermore, we consider the support. No, we asked Huawei, where are your warehouse located? And we found out that because both Smart and Globe are using their equipment, in Mindanao alone, they have, I think, more than 5 warehouse location for the equipment as service units for Globe and Smart. No? And they told us that they can even have some of our enterprise spare parts if their SLA requires in some of these warehouse. And I know that they have one in somewhere near Pagadian. They even have a warehouse near Pagadian, and they can utilize this if needed. So there is no problem with the support. Also, okay, so if there are any questions, just feel free to email us. It's not a deep dive technology, but a deep dive session today. But again, as I said, just let us know and we will schedule the technology event soon for you, a deep dive session if needed. Okay, thank you. I won't say anything else. It's already past 12. Thank you for staying this long. Okay, that's all.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Daisy. So I guess that wraps up our Huawei event. Surgeon?
Okay, thank you so much for all the participants who joined us in our event today. And if you have any questions, or please feel free to contact any of the sales team who are located in or different branches handling your account. So good afternoon and thank you.